everyone, it's Tim at Broken Dice, bringing you a quick little channel update. Sounds like I'm up late. Anyway, um, in the midst of putting together my armored Persian Archers, and I've come across something that I find interesting. That this group goes together exactly like the unarmored archers. They have the same poses, the same weapons options and arm options and stuff, except for the actual bodies, which have some quilted armor, some more of the traditional armor of the time period, which I find interesting. I can understand it from a business point of view where you have two sets and they have a very small difference in the way they operate on the table, so just why not use the same poses and just move on? But I don't know. I would like to have seen something a little bit different for the armored guys. Like in the Victrix box, maybe some more, I say box because they come in a bag, but more like armored heads. Instead of just on the command sprue, maybe a few armored heads on the regular sprue to just make them stand out a little bit more on the table from the unarmored archers. But other than that, I like the box, the bag. It comes with great miniatures in it, and they're fun to put together. I do like the poses. It's just that it just seems a little much to have two separate units, the exact same poses. I don't know. I just find it weird. I don't know. Do you? Have you run into this before? I find this is the first time I think I've run into this. Now, a way that I'm going to use to identify them as armored archers is one, the formation. I'm going to put them on maybe three, but on a base where they're like in close order. And two, I'm adding the Hakabara shield to them. And that way, looking across the table, you'll be able to easily pick out the difference between the unarmored and the armored archers. But when I go to do something like this, I normally try to find some sort of historical justification for what I'm doing. And so what I do is I go through all my research and try to find some examples. And I know for a fact I have run into photos and pictures of Persian archers that have shields. And in Duncan Head's book, he shows one. This is one of his color plates. I've shown this book a lot since I've been doing this big Persian project. This is one of my favorite books, actually. And right here on this plate, you can see a fellow. He's got it strapped around his back. The only problem is, in both War Games Atlantic First Empires and this Victrix set, there are no straps to put around the body, which would be a really cool addition, where you could put it around and then put the shield onto it and it looks like it's hanging. Like I think, don't some of their Viking models have something like that, where they have like a strap and you put the shield on their back? I think they do. It's either them or who else? Maybe Warlord Games, maybe one of their Viking miniatures has that. I can't remember. One of those sets has that, and I wish that they had come up with something more along those lines, and that way it would look like it's actually part of the miniature, And historically, I knew I'd seen some, and I know I've seen these before. Let's put this down. Okay, you see this figure right here, figure, what's it, that'd be figure C. He's got the Takabara shield. He's got a quiver, a bow and arrows, and he's got that little axe thing that they carry. So there's, and this is probably from some sort of vase that, you know, depicts this sort of stuff. And then over here we have another one, which is like right there. And that one's kind of not as well done, but it's, you can still see that it's like with a strap off his back. Okay. And so that's my justification for putting these shields on the miniatures themselves, and that way they will be easily identifiable on the table. The other thing is, you can actually kit bash between the War Games Atlantic and the Victrix miniatures. It's not that difficult. It's pretty nice. You can make yourself some unique models. If I would have realized how close these heads and arms and all that kind of stuff were, I would have done a lot more like kit bashing probably with this unit as opposed to the unarmored guys. That's something to think about if anybody's ever been kicking that around. Like this fellow right here, that's a War Games Atlantic bow in his left hand. And it doesn't look out of place, and it doesn't look much different than the ones from Victrix. And this musician here, the strap you see on his back, that's from the pouch, the Slingstone pouch from the War Games Atlantic box. And it went right around that body very easily, and it looks like it's part of it. So I was very happy about that. So I think some kit bashing could really be done with those two sets. But that's all I've got for this video. Just something to point out, you know, with the two sets, that they're very similar in their positioning and their makeup, other than their clothing. All right, I hope all your projects are going well, because this one's nearing completion. I got this unit to put together and finish up. I got like 3 sprues left, and then some cavalry to do. And this Persian project can be put to bed for quite some time, because I think between this and all my other old stuff that I have, it will be quite this sizable force. Yeah, that's it. So everyone take care, and I will see you next time, hopefully with all the components put together, some primed units, and maybe some paint. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.